Yes. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So in this video, we're rounding up the latest news in the world of boxing. We got Eddie Hearn signing Tom Aspinall, the UFC fighter Tom Aspinall. I don't know what's going on with him and Dana and this whole Dana Zuffa Matchroom thing, but it's starting to kick off. We got Tony Yoko taking on Lawrence Okolie in Paris. I think that's April 25th. And then we've got the Zuffa card as well with Jai Opetaia versus Brandon Glanton. At the Apex, that's going to be on, I think it's the 8th of March. So I think let's start with the Zuffa card. So Jai Opetaia is taking on Brandon Glanton. That's the main event for that Zuffa card, March 8th. Obviously, there's been a lot of controversy regarding the actual belt, so regarding whether the IBF is going to be on the line, because obviously Jai is the current IBF cruiserweight title holder, innit? So I think the IBF issued a statement. I'm not sure if it was on their social media page or what, but apparently they said Jai has to he has to decide, innit? It's basically, if he fights for the Zuffa belt on the Zuffa card, he's gonna get stripped of his IBF title. But Jai Opetaia made a video, like I think the day after this statement was apparently issued, basically like alluding to the fact that it's been sorted out and everything's all cool now. Obviously, I don't think anyone really knows, and I think the worst thing is I don't know if Jai actually really knows, innit? Because this story is a bit sad when it comes to Jai, because Jai's always been a fighter that's kind of talked about unifying and becoming undisputed. And obviously he signed for Zuffa, and Zuffa is how Dave came out the gate. Obviously they're relatively new, but how they've came out the gate is that they're saying that they're not recognizing any of the sanctioning bodies and the sanctioning belts, innit? Like they're not really trying to include them in their fights and their bouts, innit? Their fighters are just fighting for the Zuffa belt. So obviously Jai, him holding the IBF title and signing for Zuffa, he must have knew that. He must have knew that when he went to go sign for them, innit? I'm trying to say, like, he must have knew that this is what Zuffa's on. So it's like, for me, I feel a bit sorry for him, but at the same time, it's like what did you expect? Obviously, they must have offered him a massive bag, innit? At the end of the day, even in the interview, done an interview recently talking about how, like, he's been trying to unify and do this and do that. I think it was kind of taking digs at Eddie Hearn a little bit. They were asking about the whole kind of Ben situation and whatnot, and how he feels about how everything's transpired. And he basically saying, like, no one's your mate, innit? Like, everything's all professional. I'm gonna say, like, he has been trying when he had the belt, but no one's trying to fight him, innit, and whatnot. Obviously, that's why he's probably signed for Zuffa, because obviously at least he can get some fights over the line and do what he actually does as a professional, innit? 'Cause at the end of the day, these lot that are really, really good boxers, but maybe they don't have the biggest commercial draw yet, like, a lot of people are not going to want to fight them, because it's like, all right, cool, it's going to be a really risky fight, really difficult fight, and it's not going to be the biggest of fights, because obviously only the hardcore fans know about these boxers, and it's like, you're not going to get the biggest purse for it either. So it's like, Jai wasn't kind of in that boat. The only thing that he had in his favor was that he had the belt. Do you know what I mean? He had the IBF belt. So it's a bit unfortunate. If it is definitely a situation where he has to either give up the belt, because that's what they're basically saying. They're basically saying if he fights for that Zuffa belt, he's getting stripped, because obviously Zuffa hasn't sanctioned that fight. They're not involved in that fight, innit? But I feel like it's a bit weird, because if Zuffa somehow, but maybe the WBC are just on a different thing, because they've managed to secure the WBC for the Rico, Verhoeven and Usyk fight, innit? So I'm sure they can do something for Jai. Like, just rise up the rondos, man. Just give him the bread. Like, maybe you just got to pay a bit more bread and you get them over the line, because obviously I know the IBF are a better sanctioning body than maybe than a WBC, but at the same time, like, I still feel like money talks in this world of boxing. As much as some sanctioning body might be a lesser evil, but it doesn't mean they're still not on the same kind of thing, innit? This is not me saying anyone's on the mad thing, but I'm just saying maybe just got to rise a bit more rondos and they'll get over the line, innit? So yeah, Jai Opetaia is taking on Brandon Glanton this weekend. I think it might be a more trickier fight than his past, maybe like 2-3 fights. I think he's still going to come out and win. I still think Jai's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be like as straightforwardish as the last one's car. Brandon Glanton, he's he's durable still. He's a very durable fighter. I don't think he's not gonna try and give it his all as well. Like, he's not gonna come there and just like try and lay over. It's not gonna be like a pushover thing. I don't think he's gonna be scared of Jai as well. Even though Jai, he would know how formidable of a fighter Jai Opetaia is. But Brandon Glanton's giving me that vibe of like he's scared of the people he's coming up against, innit? Even when he was fighting Chris Smith, I think he had something wrong with his knee. I think he had a mashed up knee or something. But in the fight, there was not one point that I felt like, oh, he was scared of Chris Billum. Not saying that Chris Billum is a monster or somebody that you need to be scared of, but I just don't get that vibe off him. Like, any fight I've seen him in, like, since then and thus far, innit? and now in it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a decent fight. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it live because my birthday is the day before, so it's gonna be early mornings of Sunday, innit? So man's gonna be probably knackered, mate. I'm gonna be probably knackered, but I'll catch it in the morning when I wake up, innit? And I'll probably do a video about it as well. So yeah, that's happening. Jai Opetaia, Brandon Glanton on a Zuffa card. Still don't know if the IBF's going to be on the line, but we'll see in it. We'll see on Sunday. So moving on, we've got Lawrence Okolie taking on Tony Yoko in Paris, April 25th. I think Queensbury announced this a few days ago or last week. I forgot to cover it, mention it in my previous couple videos in that, but I've been meaning to talk about it. But yeah, Tony Yoko, Lawrence Okolie. I think it's a decent fight. Still, this is more the type of fight I want to see Lawrence in. I think last time out he faced Ebenezer Tete. I can't remember who Tony Yoko faced as well, but I'm sure Tony Yoko might have even been on that card. And even in that video that I done, the follow-up video of the Lawrence Okolie and Ebenezer Tete fight, I'm sure I even said in that video, I would have preferred to see Lawrence Okolie versus Tony Yoko instead of Okolie versus Ebenezer Tete. So I'm glad they're getting it on. It's going to be in Paris. I'm reading here from The Zone. It says, Lawrence Okolie to face Tony Yoko in heavyweight homecoming. Tony Yoko will face the biggest test of his professional career to date as he tackles Lawrence Okolie in a Paris homecoming at the Adidas Arena, April 25th. The Frenchman who won gold at Rio 2016 in the heavyweight category last fought on home soil May. Oh, he fought last May, yeah, that's not that too long ago. Last fought on home soil in May with a first-round KO against Patrick Corte. Now he will bid to enter the conversation for a world title shot against Okolie, currently the WBO's #1 ranked heavyweight contender, live on The Zone. The Briton forced Ebenezer Tete to retire just 2 rounds in the bout last December in Lagos. The star will be seeking another stoppage here, behind early champion Alexander Usyk and interim strap holder Ajit Caballero. With the WBC, Okolie had been hopeful of securing the bout with the latter. So yeah, they're basically saying if Tony Yoko manages to beat Lawrence Okolie in front of it's gonna be a homecoming for him, and it's gonna be a home crowd. Obviously, he's a French guy. I'm not sure if he's from Paris, but he's French. The fight's gonna be in Paris, so it's gonna be a home crowd. He's got that advantage over there. They're basically trying to say if he does beat Lawrence Okolie, he puts himself in that position that Lawrence in. I think Lawrence, they're saying he's the #1 contender, number one ranked heavyweight in the WBO, and I'm sure he's also interim strap holder against Ajit Caballero, I'm just saying, with the WBC. So yeah, Okolie right now, he's got a lot of marbles, he's got a lot of things in his favour that another heavyweight would like to, is in a position another heavyweight would like to grab and take in it. For the fight itself, I do think it's going to be, obviously, to be fair, it's hard for me to call it. It's hard for me to call it if I'm keeping it real. It's hard for me to call it. I've thought about it before when I did see the fight announced. I thought, like, I know how Lawrence has been fighting in cruiserweight. I know how he fights when things get a bit dicey or a bit on top. I know, like, he likes to hold and things like that, and he can make it not the greatest of spectacles. But obviously that way of fighting, that style, it does still work, innit? But only thing here, I'm just thinking is, like, Tony Yoko is just as big as Lawrence. Like, I don't know if you guys seen the face-off, but they're basically the same size. They look same kind of, like, strength-wise. They look similar. Like, I mean, obviously, you can't tell a man's strength from the screen, innit? But it's like, from what I'm seeing, like, they look like they're about the same kind of same thing physique-wise, innit? I'm trying to say. So if Lawrence is even going to be able to employ that tactic as successfully on Tony Yoko, I'm not entirely sure, innit? But Tony Yoko, I don't think Tony Yoko is all that. Let me not take the what's it called, innit? Obviously, he still won gold at the Olympics, innit? So you can't knock a man who's managed to do that, innit? But I don't think Tony Yoko is all that, innit? I've just never really thought he was all that. I think he's all right. I don't think he's all that. I don't think he's world-class heavyweight. Like, do you know what I mean? He's someone that they were saying, Anthony Joshua should take on a comeback fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're somebody that they're putting up for a comeback fight for AJ when he was rebuilding, it's like, you can't be that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not that good. Like, even the fights man seen him, and what fight was he in last time? It looks all right. It just looks all right. It looks all right. It's got a bit of power. He's not. There's nothing that he does that I've ever watched and seen and thought, like, oh, yo, this guy's sick. That's what I'd say. There's nothing that he does that I've watched a fight of Tony. I've only ever seen 2 fights of Tony Yoko anyways, isn't it? And I can't remember against who. I'm gonna say, like, it wasn't memorable like that. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, I know I believe he's got, I don't know if it's his last 4 fights. I think he's won his last 3 fights. So he is on good form. Obviously, same with Lawrence Okolie as well. Obviously, Lawrence hasn't been fighting anyone who's of any note as well. So at the same time, they might be meeting each other at the right time, innit? So they might be at the same level. So it might be one of them where it's a bit of a pick 'em, innit? Like I can't really pick one person over the other like greatly right now. But if I was to pick one person, if I was forced to, I'll probably say Lawrence. Like one, because I'm more familiar with how Lawrence fights, and I know whether man think his style is boring or man think his style is not the best for like that's best to watch. I know it does work in it when he does do it, and obviously him moving as he's moved to heavyweight, he's a lot bigger now. So surely he should be even like stronger in it, and he's always had a bang on him in it. You know what I mean, like when Lawrence does connect, he's always had a bang in it. That's one thing I'll give him. So if he's still got that power, which he should, like you know what I mean, he's only just put on more weight, and obviously he should have a little bit more muscle in there as well. And he does connect, like it could still be lights out, innit? You know what I'm gonna say? So we'll see that one. I am looking forward to it though. I do think it's probably gonna be a good spectacle as well because it's in Paris. I do like abroad cards like that, like in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Like I like them kind of cards. Like I feel like it looks a bit different. You know what I mean, I like that kind of vibe. Like even the Ajit Caballeros thing, I thought that was a cool little. I mean, like it looked good on TV innit, when I was watching it innit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it still. But definitely I'm leaning towards Lawrence right now. So moving on, last but not least, we've got Eddie Hearn, who has signed Tom Aspinall, the UFC heavyweight Tom Aspinall, to Matchroom Boxing. Well, not Matchroom Boxing, in fact. Let me double check what it's even called. Matchroom Talent Agency. Yeah, no, Eddie, man, I can't lie, bro. Like, obviously, you can say what you want about Eddie Hearn, but I feel like whenever Eddie's back is like against the wall and he feels like everyone's against him, he pulls something out of the bag. Like even when this whole Conor Ben signing to Zuffa boxing thing happened, I watched the Sonny Edwards interview and he mentioned something that he's even happy this has even happened because it feels like now Eddie's gonna get that fire back in his belly to show man that yo, this is what I'm on. Da, 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 da. Obviously, when I seen this news, I did think, oh shit, like my man signed Tom Aspinall, like what the hell? But when I deeped it a bit more, like that oh shit kind of faded because I felt more like it's sick in terms of like the chess play, in terms of like the maybe trying to get one back at Dana White and you know what I mean, making feel like yeah, like man can grab your guys as well. Obviously, they're still gonna fight on the UFC, but man can, this is basically like a management thing kind of, I mean, like it's basically kind of like that. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it sounds like it's kind of like a management kind of setup, do you know what I mean, where maybe they're looking after these ventures and this and that and whatever. So if that's the case, that means, and Tom Aspinall is obviously a credible UFC fighter, I'm sure. Has he got a belt? I think he's the current heavyweight champion in UFC, innit? So if he's the current heavyweight champion, that means he's a important person to UFC. Obviously, I'm not really up to date with UFC. I don't know who's... Obviously, someone can be champion and the organisation doesn't really care about them, but I've been hearing Tom Aspinall's name for a very long time now, innit? So I'm sure he must be somebody who the organisation of UFC do care about and he's an actual commodity. I mean, like, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Dana really gives a fuck about this like that. It might be a bit annoying that, okay, cool, now I've got one of my main fighters, I've got to kind of maybe enter communications with Matchroom sometimes about his dealings or whatever he's doing and this and that. Obviously, even with this thing, could be a thing where Tom Aspinall wants to make a venture into boxing, maybe might do like a crossover thing, I'm sure. Maybe that might not breach his contract with UFC. I'm sure the UFC thing will just be MMA and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Because when Ngannou fought Tyson, I'm sure he was signed to that other thing, that new thing they made, the other UFC brand they made, and he was still allowed to do the boxing fight. I don't think it breached his contract. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not too sure on all that. All I know is it's a cool little play, innit? It's a cool little play. Like right now, it's 1-0 to Dana, but I give Eddie like half a point for this one because it's like, even though like it's look, man, sign one of your guys, but it's like, it's not like now Matchroom are involved in the UFC or, do you know what I mean? Cause with Conor Ben, they've took Conor, like Conor's gone. But with Aspinall, like, yeah, he's with Matchroom Talent Agency, but he's still under the UFC. Do you know what I mean? Like Dana's still making bread off him. Do you know what I mean? It's still Dana's fighter. You know what I'm saying? So it's a half a point. It's a half a point. But I rate it though. I mean, I rate Eddie. That's one thing I like about Eddie, man. Like when he's back, when his back is against the wall, like he's not gonna give up. He's not on all that. Like he's not a guy who's gonna be flipping, just getting kicked and just gonna be cowering. Like he's not on all that. He will come back with something, and I feel like this might even be the start. There might even be some more stuff. It might even be a thing where maybe they partner. What's that thing, man? That is it. PFL? Is it PFL? the thing that Ngannou was, I'm not sure if he's still there, but I'm sure they wasn't boxing, they're like MMA and stuff. I'm sure they were trying to take over MMA or something like that, innit? Maybe it might be a thing, Matchroom partner with one of them or something. I don't know. Like, he might have more up his sleeve, and I don't think he's going to go down without a fight with this whole Zuffa and Dana thing, innit? I don't think, like, he's not, Matchroom have been in the thing. What does it say here? It says they've been in the, like, let me even read this from the zone. Let's even read it. Like, it says, Eddie Hearn was all smiles alongside Tom Aspinall as he officially launched Matchroom Talent Agency in Battersea Power Station. With 40 years of success in iconic sports such as boxing, darts, snooker under their belt, Matchroom's latest venture promises to shake up how some of the biggest names in sport and entertainment are managed. Yeah, it sounds like a management thing, innit? And Hearn, 46, could not hide his excitement for the future when he introduced UFC heavyweight champ Aspinall to the media as the first signing of what is set to be a star-studded roster. Okay. He said, ultimately, we've represented athletes for 40 years. I've dealt with all kinds of sportsmen, and I know how to drive value and build profiles. He does. He's not lying. He's not lying there. I'm trying to say, I know how to stand alongside them and ensure they get what they deserve. I felt this venture was a natural progression. Yeah, he's not lying, man. That's my guy, Eddie. Bro's got the, what's it? Bro's got the gold Louis on with the subtle Louis monogram on the inside. Yeah, that's my guy, man. That's my guy, Eddie, still. No, I rate it still. Obviously, it's still just half a point. It's still half a point right now. Dana's up 1, but it's up by half. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good little play, good little bit of news. I mean, they took the news cycle for that day. I'm gonna say, obviously, everyone's gonna be talking about it as well. They're gonna interview Dana about it. I'm sure they're gonna get a bit annoyed. I was gonna say, so it's just one of them. You know when you give someone like a little stiff jab, not a full thing, just a little stiff jab. I think just give Dana a little stiff, Dana and Zuffa a little. Obviously, I know this is not UFC, is not Zuffa, but obviously UFC is Dana and Dana's Zuffa, so they're all in one together, innit? So just give them a little stiff jab, nothing too crazy. That's what I say. But yeah, that's it for this video. That's all I wanted to talk about and cover. I'm probably gonna do a follow-up video about Jai Opetaia and Brandon Glanton, and we see what the fallout is, what the decision was with the IBF stuff and whatnot. But yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a like. Make sure you share as well. Share to your friends, man. Give it a share. Much love.